What's up, people of YouTube? This is here bringing you guys another video to the channel, and welcome back. I suppose it's been a very long time since I've made a video, especially just a regular sit-down commentary, and I feel really bad because of just how crazy things have been since roughly about like July of this year. Things have been really unpredictable and not really in my favor until now, where I finally have my own place again, and I can finally get back into making content. Now, if you can't tell, I sound like absolute garbage because, of course, 2020 had to go ahead and throw me one last curveball before the end of the year, and it gave me a really bad sinus infection, and I feel like absolute trash. So that is why I sound like this. I promise that I don't have the COVID. I had a really bad earache, an ear infection that then turned into a sinus infection, and now I'm losing my voice. So that's how we're in this situation. It's nothing more than that, I promise. But I wanted to make this video just letting you guys know that very soon, in one way or another, consistent content is coming back to the channel, and we are going to try our hardest to create quality content. I'm going to focus a little bit less on having daily uploads and a little bit more of having consistent uploads that are meeting the standard that I would like them to be at, and hopefully you all are okay with that as well. It's going to be kind of your traditional content. It's going to be Call of Duty based. It's going to be some Let's Play type stuff, some tips on other games, things like that. It's going to be content along those lines that's going to be on this channel. That's not really changing from where we were at before. I'm just going to try to make the content better. And then, of course, on my second channel, my vlog channel, I will be doing vlogs and more content over there. The plan for that channel is once a week. So if you guys would go check out that channel, link would be in the description. That would be really appreciated. I can't even tell how loud I'm talking or not talking because this whole side of my ear is like completely blown out, and it's miserable. But just to give you guys a quick rundown of everything that kind of happened, back in August, or the end of August, beginning of September, somewhere in there, I ended up going and staying with DJ and his parents, and at his house, their internet was very bad. Like, it's horrible, absolutely horrible. Like, you can't even explain how bad their internet is. But before I even tried to use their internet, because I already knew it wasn't going to be good enough for me to upload on, I just kind of didn't set anything up, and I just kind of started doing my everyday life. I was working at Target, I still am. I started doing DoorDash, I got a car, started doing all of that. And within a matter of like a few weeks of me being at DJ's house, we already had a deposit and everything to put down for an apartment, which we went and we did. Put the deposit down for the apartment. Our move-in date was scheduled for the 13th of October. So I had been there for about a month by the time we were ready to go and move into another place, which was the plan. I was like, I only want to be here for a month. I just need a steady 2 weeks to get steady paychecks, and I'm good. You know, I wasn't going to have that in any other situation, and that was all I needed. So that's what I did. And the time came for us to move out, and the apartment complex that we were going to move into pushed our move-in date to the beginning of December, which we decided, because of some complications with DJ and I's situation, that it was going to be easier to wait for that move-in date than to try to find someplace else. So we said, okay, you know what, that's fine, we'll wait till December. The reasoning at the time for pushing the move-in date back was that the hurricane that came through, Hurricane Sally? Was that the name of the hurricane? The hurricane that came through down here was the worst hurricane that this area has seen, I guess, in like 16 years or something. Well, it caused a lot of issues, and they had to repair a bunch of places. So the only 3-bedroom apartment, which is the one that we were getting, they were having to move other people into to fix their apartment before we could move in, basically. So whatever, we let them do what they needed to do. Keep in mind, they have $1,000 of ours for a deposit. So it's about the end of November, and I call and I say, hey, just wanted to get like an actual date that we're going to move into this apartment, because at this point I don't have an apartment number. I haven't seen the inside of an apartment. I've only seen the inside of their front office. That's it. And they tell us, oh, we got bad news. It's going to be the end of December. And I'm aggravated, but I'm like, okay, whatever. Same situation. We're just going to wait. So about the middle of December, I call back again, and they said the first week of January, guaranteed. Like, there's no more delays. So we waited a little bit longer, and then I called probably sometime the first couple weeks of December, and they said, hey, it's gonna be the end of January now. It's not gonna be the beginning of January. And of course that was the breaking point for me. I was like, no bueno, that's not happening. Like, you promised us this so many times and it hasn't happened. So we all started looking for another place. And of course at this point I have a girlfriend now, and we've been together for a while. We've been talking for a while, been dating for a couple of months. So she is looking with us, and we find the place that we're at now with some help from DJ's family and pulling strings with money and just really putting in the work. Basically, we managed to get this place secured. There's a whole nother issue on the side of the topic that has to do with that apartment complex, where they're not wanting to give us the deposit back, or they're being difficult about the deposit at the very least. That's a whole nother roller coaster that I'm gonna have to go through. But basically, that is the reason why there hasn't been content on any of my channels for the past like 5 months, is because I literally have not been able to upload a video. It's literally was not possible with their internet speeds. I couldn't even play video games online. It was so bad. So now that I finally am able to do that, we get into this house, we start getting everything set up, we're getting prepared. I go to record videos, and then my PS5, it turns out you can't record game audio through the PS5 because of there's no optical port. So I had to go and buy a whole new headset, which my girlfriend helped me with, thankfully, in order to record audio, because an adapter that you have to use to get HDMI audio is only usable on certain models of the mix amp, which I did not have. I had an older model. So I had to completely rebuy everything. Now here we are, about a week and a half into us being in this place, about 2 weeks, give or take, and I can finally make content again, and I hope that everything works out in my favor, and I'm looking forward to making 2021 be a good year, because, man, 2020 was, I don't want to say it was awful. It was an awful year in terms of, like, overall picture, you know, COVID and all that stuff. Our entire government's just a mess. But for me personally, there were really, really big highs. Like, I'm in Florida, which is where I've always wanted to be. I've made a lot of big changes in my life to get here, and a lot of things happened. Had a lot of help from a lot of people that I could never really pay back. And there was also a lot of lows. You know, like, I was probably at close to the lowest point in my life about 5 months ago, as terms of being alone and not knowing what I was going to do. There was at one point where I thought I was going to end up going back to Nebraska because I didn't feel like I had anywhere else to go. Like, I thought I really failed there for a bit, and people came together and they helped me, and I'm on my feet now, and now I can hopefully get to a position where I can repay those favors in some manner, some shape, way, or form, and that's the overall end goal. So 2020 had a lot of highs that were really high and a lot of lows that were really low, but overall this was a good year for me, and it was a good year for my future, I think. But I want to know what you guys think about 2020 as a whole. Leave it down in the comment section. I think I might make an entire video kind of talking about 2020 and just kind of rehashing what I just discussed here and kind of explaining everything for the most part. If you're interested in seeing that, let me know down below. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and deuces.